Yes, I spoke with the one of the spokesmen for the Antalya mayor, who gave me a rundown of the preparations, and basically all the infrastructure here in the area of Belek, where the summit is taking place, has basically been revamped. We're talking roads, we're talking street lights, we're even talking canals, and including the highway, the 37-kilometer highway from the airport, that too has been revamped. It's all taken about a year to prepare and get the site into the stage that we have it right now. But their top priority was security. Of course, Turkey has seen a lot of violence over the last few years, a lot of it stemming from the Syrian situation, which is happening only a few hundred kilometers away from the site where this summit is taking place. So that was of top concern for those that were preparing the site. So to give you some numbers, they're looking at about 13,000 security personnel, of which about 12,000 are police officers. Delegates are expected to be upwards of 10,000, so that roughly equates to about 1.3 security personnel for each person that's coming to attend the summit. There will be helicopters, there's Coast Guards out in the water. They've even announced that they could implement a no-fly zone should they feel the need to do so. Now, this, of course, is all coming at quite an expense, upwards of $579 million US dollars. That's about 150 million more than was spent in Brisbane for the G20 last year, but of course quite a bit cheaper than Canada spent back in 2010 with $1 billion US dollars spent on the G8 and G20. Asi.
And Natalie, you've covered this refugee crisis. You covered the Syrian refugee crisis in Turkey. Then you went on to Europe. You've seen their pain. You've seen their anguish. How do you think this refugee crisis is going to be discussed at the G20 summit?
Well, the European Union have already announced that they're going to bring that to the front of their agenda. They're really going to push the humanitarian needs of these people and try to get this on the global agenda. Right now, it really is an issue that's affecting Turkey, of course, and the EU, who are expected to see upwards of 1 million people by the end of the year. Most of those people coming through Turkey. The EU and Turkey have had lengthy conversations about what to do for this situation, but the EU is now saying, look, we need to recognize this as a global concern, a global issue. So that is something the EU is going to bring to the table for these 2 days of talks. They want countries such as Russia, such as China, who have not really felt the effects of the strain of these refugees on their economies too much. They want those two countries and other such countries to step forward and pitch in financially and as well take the burden of some of these people. So again, this is something that the European Union is really going to push during these 2 days of talks on Sunday and Monday here in Antalya.